Good morning, champions. Coach Tina here. I'm so excited, as you can see over my shoulder. There is a absolutely beautiful lake. In fact, I'm going to turn the camera so you guys can see. Isn't that beautiful? We are on, it's Table Rock Lake near Branson, Missouri. Not an area that I frequent much, but boy, it's so exciting to be outside. It's probably 60 degrees out. It feels great. Of course, I have my Sherpa on, but super excited to have had a wonderful weekend with my bestie from when I was in 6th grade. And I'm going to take just a moment and get us onto the Facebook properly. So give me just a moment. Take in that beautiful view while I do this. The sun's just about to come up and it is gorgeous. We've had an amazing time, and it is just about fall here. So the leaves haven't changed, but they're getting very close, and so that's really neat. Perfect. I'm about to pin this on here, and we are good. So if you're watching live, go ahead and say good morning. Let me know that you are live or watching on the replay. This is Monday Morning Motivation with Coach Tina, and it is every Monday I get on live and I like to talk about a topic. Now, today's topic is a little bit different than the other topics I have explored before, and I'm curious to see if it is an area that piques the interest of our champions. And so the first question I'm going to ask is, do you currently have a business? Now, a business can be a product that you make or a product of someone else's that you sell, or a service that you provide. So if any of those meet something that you do, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about the type of business you have. And I see Margaret is saying good morning, and she loves the beautiful backdrop. Yep, and we're going to see the sun in a few minutes too. It's going to be great. All right, let me head back to our discussion area today, because what we are going to be talking about is how to have fun marketing your business. And we're going to kind of pick apart this topic and look at it from several angles, one of which I will reveal the reason why I'm covering this topic at all towards the end of the live. So hopefully you will stay on board, participate fully, and really get some good information from this. I'm going to check the comments one more time. And Margaret says, I already know what she does. And she gets her jewelry and she wants to get it out there. That is what she's trying to do. A perfect example. Might be a reason why we're doing this live today. Talk about that soon. All right. So the first thing in order to have fun marketing your business is we need to define what fun is. And side note, we need to not just talk about what fun is, we need to make our business the fun that we are seeking from it. And it's interesting, even the topic itself, maybe you don't think that business can be fun. And that is an area that you need to explore, because if you have that mindset already, how is it ever going to be fun, right? So let's make marketing this portion of business. Let's address that and talk about it. But before we can talk about having fun marketing our business, we need to define what fun means to us. And how, Tony says it's the quality of our questions that make our life. So when you're going up against something, especially if it's something that you hesitate to do, right? We've been talking about procrastination in our masterclass and really working on this concept of not doing the things that matter to us. But maybe we don't do marketing because we perceive that there's something about it that isn't fun, that isn't enjoyable, that isn't something we want to do, right? If it's not enjoyable, why are we doing it? So when you look at fun, you really want to be thinking, what are my standards? What are the reasons why I do anything? And if it's not fun for you, then why are you even having it kind of on your list? Now, I don't mean that everything we do has to be fun, but how can we make it fun? How how about every time you were to look at the task you have at hand, if you said, okay, so I have to do this, but how can I make it fun? What could I add to this? Maybe you do it with somebody. Maybe you add some music in the background while you're doing it and that jazzes you. Maybe it's you give yourself a reward when it's done. That is something that just lights you up. So you have to discover what fun means to you. And why isn't what you do fun is a question you want to ask yourself. When you have that awareness, we talk about awareness all the time. When the awareness rises to the surface that what you're doing is not enjoyable, examine it, pick it apart, be like, maybe it's something you used to do and now you don't like it. Well, why? Maybe it's something you've never done and you've already decided you don't like it. Why is that? I love it in the Tony world because we have a saying that is, if it isn't fun, you're doing it wrong. And when you look at all of life that way, it's kind of interesting, right? Like I do a lot of volunteering for the Tony world. And when I'm in that role, the first couple times, I was so obsessed with how I was performing and was I doing this right or was I doing that right? And suddenly I heard somebody say, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. And it really had me re-examine the process I was in and go, oh, how can I make it fun? Because that's the point. Like, why do it? Why volunteer my time if I'm going to be in a crappy mood? So rethink the process that you are going through and use it to recognize that maybe it's just how you're thinking about things that make it not fun. And the reality is fun is something that you decide, and you need to strive for having that fun in all the things you do, not just your business. You know how they say how you do anything is how you do everything. Even if you're reserving just one area of your life and saying that's the onus that you have to have, why are you doing that? Right? Like, why are you not fully in and positioning your life, setting it up in such a way that everything you do is enjoyable? Something to think about, right? I hope that is an interesting topic for you and somewhere that we can go and really address at a deeper level as we progress through things. Now, we're going to move on and we're going to talk about the second item I wanted to cover today, which is, what does marketing mean to you? Is marketing just a sales term, a concept that you're foreign, it's foreign to you, so you don't really do it because you don't know how? Do you think that in order to market well, you have to have a business degree or have done it for years and years and years? Well, yeah, maybe, but there's a lot of people out there that are marketing and they don't have any of those credentials. So if that is a criteria that you are holding, you need to re-examine that, right? Dean Graziosi likes to say sales is service. And all you're doing is putting what you know is best for your customer out there so that they have the opportunity to do the thing that you know would be good for them. So it's not selling them a car they don't need, right? We all have that image of the hardcore salesperson that's trying to get us to buy something we don't need. But sometimes we've already decided what we need, and we just need somebody to ask questions of, to maybe recommend. I went and was looking at getting some new eyeglasses recently, and I was surprised at the salesperson there. I was alone. And she said, I had a couple of pairs picked out. And she said, well, would you like some advice as to which pair would look best on you? And I thought, wow, that's like a service you provide at this place. Like, I thought I had to have a loved one with me to give me some honest feedback, right? But, it's all about what you're willing to put in. Because the reality is, sales or marketing is about communicating your value to others and to yourself. Okay, so if you're not communicating your value properly, of course you're going to feel like marketing is an obstacle, a struggle. And I tell you what, it's going to be even more of a struggle for you to put yourself out there and tell people about your products or the things that you do if you have low self-esteem. So what I want you to do is to not focus on that aspect of it, right? You just want to tell people what it is that you do, or even what it is that you want to do, right? Your vision, putting your vision out into the world is a powerful statement. It is marketing what's important to you. And if you're doing that in a group of people that don't support where you want to grow, then it isn't that you have to shut those people out of your life, but it is that you have to have a healthy awareness of where they are in position in your life right now. Okay. It might be that they're not the people to tell your hopes and dreams to. And that means you need to get around people like that. But it also could be that the people who are around you have an ulterior motive. And I came up with a good scenario that I was wondering if you guys could resonate with. And that has to do with my soccer metaphors, which I use a lot because it was very developmental for me when my son was growing up and we did all those years of soccer. There was a lot of soccer lessons that both of us learned. And I remember one day he was in this really intense soccer day where he was on several teams. He was on the Y team, the school team, and he was on the like the city league. And there was this one Saturday where he had to play all these different games. And we were like moving from one place to another place to another place. So we had time in the car to really talk about the games. And at one of the positions, he had to play goalie. And it wasn't a goalie that he played, or a position he played very much. But because we were driving between locations, we really got to talk about it. And he said, Mom, you 100% can't win at this game if you're not trying to get the ball in the goal. And it was so eye-opening to both of us because he was a defensive player. So he was usually defending people that were trying to bring the ball to the goal. But because there was this multiple game situation going on, he also had that opportunity to be up front and to be kicking at the goal. So he had all these different perspectives all in the same day. And he said, Mom, it's just really amazing. Like all those people that were kicking against him, they were eventually going to score because they were doing it. And then there were all those people who were hesitant or didn't take the opportunity and they didn't move forward. So it doesn't matter how fancy you are in the game of life, right? That footwork, you're running around, you're kicking it up over people's heads, all that stuff. If you're not aiming at the goal and trying to make the score, then it's kind of for nothing. And so it might look good, but it doesn't get you the results that you want. So what you really want to do is analyze what you're doing. And if you have this business and you've made postcards or business cards, or you've created a website and you've done all this stuff, but you're not actually trying to make sales, you really need to examine that. You really need to think about what could you be doing different. And those people that don't agree with you, if we use our game metaphor, what if they were just people acting as defense against your advances? What if it was the role that they were playing in this particular game? And, like when you're a student and you're learning how to play a sport, usually what happens in practice is people from your same team will play against you so that you can practice your skills, that you can hone them. And it isn't that they don't like you or they don't believe in you or they're not even on the same team as you. It's just that the role that they're in is to push against you and help you to reach the next level. Like, what if you were to take a look at all the people in your life that push you in a certain way that you may not like, but if you looked at it from an outsider's viewpoint, from a different perspective, you could be kind of like, oh, they're just trying to help me hone my message, say it a different way, get more clarity. How would that help you? Would it be impactful if that's what you had in your world? And Margaret is saying, that's some great food for thought. Love it, love it, love it. All right, you guys, we are going to go to the next step of our discussion. Oops, I didn't take the banner off. It's always an interesting one that I get to play with here. There we go. And something I want you to think about is what keeps you from marketing yourself, right? If it's outsiders, then what can we do about that? If it's you, what could you do about that? What's that one next step of bravery that allows you to put yourself out there that will maybe get a different result, right? Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. So if you're not saying anything to anybody about what you do, how is there going to be some positive outcome? So the next thing, the last part of this that I want you to think about is take advantage of the opportunities. Maybe the fun is just simply stepping into something you haven't done before. Maybe the not fun area is the boring part of your existence, right? The thing that you've been doing all along is just you're tired of it and you don't have a reason to step into something different. So why is that true? Why not take advantage of the opportunities that you do have that are put in front of you, that are simple and easy and fun, and a way to try something new and different? And with that, of course, I'm trying to let you know about our craft market this weekend. This coming Saturday, all of you in the community, which we are 1,500 people strong. And I don't have everybody's email. I only sometimes can communicate by messenger. And I say sometimes because if you haven't communicated with me, Facebook doesn't give me permission to communicate with you. So unless you're checking your, what they call kind of like the spam box of Messenger, you may never even know that I have sent you messages and invited you to things and told you about events going on in our community. So not everybody gets the message. Maybe you get the message at the right time for you. But we are having a craft fair, a craft market is what we're calling, or a champions market is what we're calling it. And it will be on Saturday, the 14th of October. And I am doing this specifically for all of our members that sell something. It can be a product, it can be something you make, somebody else makes and you sell, or it can be a service. And what we are going to do is there's going to be a Zoom and people can come on live and I will interview them in a sense. You'll have some time on the screen where you can share what you do, examples of your products if you want, whatever it is. And then we will allow people to know more about you and what you do. You can put up your contact information. You can take that opportunity to market yourself. And I know several of you have businesses. I know several of you, this will be an opportunity that you won't want to pass up because this is just a way that we can have fun. This is our craft market. And we can do a gamut of things in that market that will help to promote you. And the Zoom will stay up. I will let you know the replay if you can't make it live. So even if you can't be there live, you can submit a short video and I will play that video during the time period. And we'll have it all in one place. And then as people come into the community for the holiday season, I can point them to in case you haven't seen the items that our members have for sale, they're all out here in this Zoom. And it will be something that you guys can go to, maybe buy something from another champion. And the people that are selling the items will have total control. I'm not taking any money for this. I'm asking for a donation of a product or a coupon for whatever it is that you sell so that I can use them as door prizes for the event on Saturday, but also for future events that we have. So something to think about if you have a product that you would like to put out in front of the group. I would love, love, love. And it can be a service. You can just tell people what it is you do. And I think we're going to have a really fun time with this. So if this is something that you are interested in, make sure you put in the comments #market, and I will get with you and we will find out how it's going to work for you and your particular problem set. And guess what? Let's make it fun. Let's make this an enjoyable time period that we get to spend together to explore our next level, to see what we can do. Because if you have a business and you're not making sales, then what you want to do is make more sales. That will help you. And who doesn't want to make more sales in the Christmas time period? I want that for you. So I hope you all have a truly blessed day and really enjoy the process that we are going through here, our growth and turning into who we want to be. And I just really appreciate you guys, and I'm glad that you're part of the community. So go forth. Looking forward to seeing you sometime this week, especially on Saturday when we do the Champions Market. Take care.